So I went off script. Water exposes the global lie.
Ball flying through infinite space.
Toilet water's not flying out on people in Australia because of gravity. Well, hello, it doesn't fly out of the toilet because water seeks its level.
My God, it's all making sense now. Who would have guessed? Toilet water is the key to the whole thing. I could tell by this guy's jacket that he knew exactly what he was talking about. Bad news is you're creeping me out, but the good news is you're in first place for best dressed right now. Sweatpants and beanie.
Okay, so what I wanted to do is basically make a video response. Thank you for tuning in, liking, sharing. Yeah, I know exactly what I'm talking about. When I don't, I let you know that too. I don't have a problem with that. I learned quite a while ago that it's actually, well, that a lot of people talk about things they don't know about. And to somebody that's aware of what the reality is, they know they're making it up. So what I wanted to do is basically continue to expose the reality of the global lie. What is the global lie? Well, it's where people are deceived and don't know it. They believe that they're living on a ball spinning over 1,000 miles an hour with people stuck to it and stuff not falling off of it. It's all ridiculous. The water basically exposes the global lie. Oh, but God looks down on the circle of the earth, Isaiah 40:22. Well, hello. This is not a ball, and that looks like a circle from this vantage point. What we've got is an amazing creation that God caused us to be living in. We're all eternal beings having a temporary human experience. I'm going to step outside here for a moment, and I want to show you a couple of things. You might enjoy this. Okay, so the sun's approaching, and that's just what it's doing. We're not spinning, wobbling, or gyrating. This is where I live. Not afraid to let people know where I live and what I'm about. Washed the car this morning, but was I just washing the car? Yeah, I know how to do that really good. I've got a lot of skills, a lot of talent, and I'm not afraid to expose the truth. Okay. Last night I worked on the wiring for my bike, and I've got it plugged in right now. I added auxiliary power to be able to do that. I know I was going to tell you that I was actually going to show you the Bible.com bike and the lighting. It's pretty cool. You know, when I want a signal, I want people to see what's going on with that. What I wanted to do too is to take you around back and show you something. An impossibility on a spinning, wobbling globe hurling through infinite space. It's not happening, it's a lie. The water's flat, that's that. It's just what it does. Got some water behind the house here. We'll have some beautiful lighting. Right up here we've got some diffused lighting coming off of the atmosphere and particulate that's in there as well. I can't stop them from spraying chemicals in the sky. I'm not all freaked out about it either. I flush my sinuses out daily with highly purified solar activated warm water. Rinse off with it afterwards. Look at that. There's not a big audience out here right now looking at the pond behind our yard. I can see that right there means that it's reflecting off of the atmosphere and the trees and in the little skeeters that are out there zooming around. Right over here, look at how calm and still that is. Well, this reflection means there's a house there, right? So if I put this in the middle of the shot and drop it way down and pan around, I'll get a different reflection. I stand up and the reflection changes. You can look at my videography and my photo album, and you'll see a world from a different vantage point, a different perspective. It's one that I'm off script. I went off script on this thing. Yeah, I got a Flowbee. I do my own hair. Scrub up with baking soda, coconut oil. I'm a really healthy dude. Okay, so here you go. Impossible on a globe. Yeah, I know exactly what I'm talking about. Thanks for making the video, picking on me. I don't mind. Not afraid. How about that? A lot of people are afraid. They're afraid to live, so they're getting drunk and stoned and whacked out on drugs. They're afraid to die, so they're distracted with life and doing all kinds of stuff that focused on things that don't have any eternal significance. The name of my YouTube channel is Eternal Perspective for a reason. This isn't a dress rehearsal, it's forever. I want to help you to understand you're going to have an eternal perspective, whether you like it or not. What will that perspective be? Okay, these are, it's a window, but it's also a mirror now. If I were to flip the light on in there, all of a sudden you would see into the room. There's more light out here, so it looks like a mirror, is what the deal is. These are all repeatable observations. I've been doing this for a while. The moisture, the water is the clue. This is a heat pump, highly efficient. When this thing runs, water will start dripping out of there when it's pulling moisture out of the atmosphere within the house. Yeah, it's pretty interesting how that all works, how all of this works. Was I just washing the car early this morning? Well, it's a little bit more than that, because the people that are driving by, waiting with their children to go to school, they can't help but see the Bible.com guy and what he's about. I'll tell you what I'm about. I'm about sharing God's word to the ends of the earth around the clock, whether people like it or not. I was cleaning off the mirror. Where's all that? It's right up there. It's what it does. All over the face of the earth. You have a clean, dark car, you'll have beautiful reflections all around. I got something for you. How much does a gallon of water weigh? Well, it depends. It depends on what? It depends on what the temperature is. Did you know that? I know exactly what I'm talking about. When the temperature of the water increases, so does the volume and reduces the density, so the weight of the water per measured unit, in this case a gallon, changes. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I looked into it. I was presented information that was new to me, and since I realized so much of what I've been presented is deceptive and a lie, I'm more open to considering what may be a reality that I didn't previously know about. Okay, now this particular jug, oh look, you can see the motorcycle right on the windshield, or you can look right through it. It's all about perspective. Yeah, there's the house and the clouds, and here's the water jug that I show, where I tip it down and let you see how it'll match up the horizon perfectly. I went off script, is what I want you to know. The text that people are given, the mass mind control that's inundating humanity. Here, it's time to put my mug on the shot. Yeah, I went off text. God gave me his Holy Spirit. I'm so excited about that. I want to tell everybody about that. I thought I was born again over 30 years ago until Shazam. 2014 on Reformation Day, or Halloween, as the Satanists and unknowing participants celebrate. Yeah. How about that? How about that? So before it goes dead, I want to show you something. It's an old cracked iPhone that I was listening to the Bible this morning. I listen to the Bible a lot. It's a big deal. Let's go to Revelation 13. How about that? Let's talk about the mark of the beast for a moment. Yeah, here we go. Ah, my Bluetooth waterproof speaker just turned off. I'm going to link it. Here we go. Don't need all that sound, so there we go. Uh-oh. That's unfortunate. My battery, my phone just shut off. What's up with that? I don't know. It says I'm low on power. I had power earlier. Revelation 13 talks about the Mark of the Beast system. I've got a video that I shot actually a few days ago where I was at a Walmart, where I was at a cashless only register, only digital, no money. What was interesting about the terminal is that all it had was a it had a monitor where I could actually see myself there. Like, no big deal. It wasn't like a mirror. It's facial recognition software that's being tracked, traced, database, threat assessed. What's threat assessment? How big of a threat am I? Big enough of a threat that millions of people are seeing me, and they have the opportunity to hear the truth about the need to be born again. Water exposes the global lie. The living water, Jesus is the living water, the way, the truth, the life. He goes by a lot of names. It's important to get this right. So I don't know why my system went down, but that's okay. I just roll with it. That's how I am. When I was being picked on, no big deal. I'm good with it, because I'm not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth or be made fun of. Oh, he says, you may know what you're talking about, you look good doing it, but you're creeping me out. Why am I creeping him out? What's going on with that? Telling the truth? Some people love the truth, some don't. Let's see what we got going here.
Chapter 3.
Yeah, see, when I disconnected, it disconnected my Bluetooth. I wouldn't want to be doing this while I'm driving. I'm connected now. So, a Bluetooth speaker. I can listen to the Bible with a headphone set, or I can also put it on a Bluetooth, which I have right here.
13. And the dragon stood on the shore of the sea, and I saw a beast coming out of the sea. He had 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 crowns on his horns, and on each head a blasphemous name. The beast I saw resembled a leopard, but had feet like those of a bear, and a mouth like that of a lion. The dragon gave the beast his power and his throne, and great authority.
I just put it into the sound system of the car. I'll get a little bit better connection there that way.
One of the heads of the beast seemed to have had a fatal wound, but the fatal wound had been healed. The whole world was astonished and followed the beast. Men worshipped the dragon because he had given authority to the beast, and they also worshipped the beast and asked,
"Who is like the beast? Who can make war against him?"
The beast was given a mouth to utter proud words and blasphemies, and to exercise his authority for 42 months. He opened his mouth to blaspheme God and to slander his name and his dwelling place and those who live in heaven. He was given power to make war against the saints and to conquer them, and he was given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. All inhabitants of the earth will worship the beast, all whose names have not been written in the book of life belonging to the Lamb that was slain from the creation of the world. He who has an ear, let him hear. If anyone is go into captivity he will go. If anyone is to be killed with the sword he will be killed. This calls for patient endurance and faithfulness on the part of the saints. Then I saw another beast coming out of the earth. He had 2 horns like a lamb, but he spoke like a dragon. He exercised all the authority of the first beast on his behalf, and made the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose fatal wound had been healed. And he performed great and miraculous signs. even causing fire to come down from heaven to earth in full view of men. Because of the signs he was given power to do on behalf of the first beast, he deceived the inhabitants of the earth. He ordered them to set up an image in honor of the beast who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. He was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that it could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed. He also forced everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on his right hand or on his forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, which is the name of the beast, or the number of his name. This calls for wisdom. If anyone has insight, let him calculate the number of the beast, for it is man's number. His number is 666.
All right, so are you ready? There's my Bible.com flag right there, and the sun is just peeking up over the tops of the trees. Sometimes when I roll on in, it's dark. I wanted to give you a little bit different perspective and view today. Isn't that spectacular? Look at the lighting change. And then that'll give you an idea of where I'm driving from, and it's about 7 miles away from the ocean where I live. And when this sun comes on up, it'll bounce right off of that reflecting pond right there. I talk about this kind of stuff. Water is a clue. That's a mirror right there, by the way, a liquid mirror. It's probably at about sea level right now. That's kind of the way I believe it works close to the ocean like this. There's hydrostatic pressure from the ocean pushing the water in and down in the aquifers, just so you know. What about the water? Well, you can actually, if you electrolyze it, add electricity to it, you can actually run a vehicle on it, cut steel, melt rock, and get killed for inventing products that will run a car on it and fail to turn over the patent and the rights of your invention to the big oil or the beast system that rules this earth. Under God's sovereign permission. Yeah, how about that? Look at that. Is that spectacular or what? And it's continually unfolding as we go, obviously, and it's just beautiful. A lot of people in a hurry to get to work. A lot of people don't give themselves appropriate time to get where they're needing to go. So they speed, get tickets. It's easy to get a $300 ticket through this hospital zone right here. It happens a lot. I go the speed limit because it uncomplicates things. I give myself plenty of time to do what I need to do. Why not? Yeah, I like to have the view in the middle of the shot. Looks like the road's coming up and meets right in the middle of the view. We're going to see the hospital right here has a concave mirror right there, the way that the mirrored windows are. So we've got the sun there, and then we've got the mirror on my hood and the mirror of the hospital right there. Can't see it real good from that vantage point. I'm going the speed limit, just so you know. There's a water tower. The water seeks its level. It's the big deal. That right there is a new development that's going in for senior citizens, conveniently located across the hospital is right across the road there. Right up here is the Intracoastal Waterway, the bridge I'll be going over. It goes over the top of that, I should say. And what the deal is, that's affected by the tides as well. The tidal activity in the world, basically the water rises and falls, and that's all repeatable observations. This person right here, that's a $300 ticket waiting to happen. Yeah, why would I put my money at risk for that? Why would I be all stressed out? I used to be a procrastinator, a type A personality. I kind of think of it like A for a-hole. I was always in a hurry, and what I had to do was more important than what you had to do, and I was a real jerk. Now I'll still share the truth. I'm just not afraid to do that. There we've got a swing bridge down below. I don't know if you can see that. It turns to allow boats to go through. Now this bridge is built differently in that it just goes high enough that tall boats can go through. Big ships, as big as need to. That intracoastal waterway is where I have photographed the boats going out. The big gambling boat, the Big M Casino, people going ahead and putting a lot of money through a system, drinking a lot of alcohol, gambling their children's inheritance away. Oh yeah. Yeah, and then we've got the gambling addictions. I was a gambler. I gambled a lot. Gambled with businesses, real estate. Did really well for myself. God provided. That's what he's doing now too. Do I know what I'm talking about? Well, when I don't, I'll tell you. How about that? Isn't that cool? Isn't that refreshing? Is that what you get from most of the mainstream media? They'll talk about things that they don't know about. They're making a lot of this stuff up. I went off script, is what I did, and they caught it. And I don't know that it's going viral. When you're using the bathroom, or taking a shower, or taking a shower outside at the beach, the water seeks its level. I'm gonna go to a beautiful resort area, but I'm also gonna pull straight away by the beach that has porta units out there. Now they don't have those at the Prince Resort outside because they've got indoor plumbing. You can go and use that. It's kind of nice. You can go to the Prince Resort and use the indoor plumbing. It's a multi-mega million-dollar structure that houses people that come here from all over the world to enjoy that area. This is a travel plaza that's going up. It'll be open soon. And I talked to Frank Bolino, the owner of this, and they will have standby generating systems to power the electricity to pump the fuel to get it out of the ground, because gasoline seeks its level too. It'll just go on down. And then I know that people talk about gravity. Well, it's gravity. It's gravity. 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 What the heck is gravity? Well, it's the big lie that makes all the BS work for the liars, deceivers. The guy on the video, who I'm kind of giving a little heat right now, I'm creeping you out. Well, I hope you're watching. Yeah, I'm going to send you the video. So the other thing too. Oh, let's flip this around and show you over the coastal preserve. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go towards the coastal preserve too. This will be a bit of a interesting ride today. So when people use words that we're not familiar with, that may sound strange. You know what else sounds strange? The truth to the deceived. Okay, this is a different view of the sunrise. There's a water tower in the middle of the shot there. How about that? I think right now I'm just going to go right to the coastal preserve, zoom on in there. Now if I'm at this spot on the road at 6:30 in the morning, I'm going to be behind a school bus. We've got some of the places where I do videography, and in that we've got Budweiser representative dropping off some liquid, and then and people will drink that. That water is going to seek its level too. It's going to contain a lot of stuff in it. Prescription drugs people are peeing away, and it's going to go into the municipal water system along with chlorine, hydrochloric acid, and unless you've got a filter system to take it out, well, you're going to be getting trace elements of that. So I filter my water, put it in the sunshine, it's all good. This is North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Cherry Grove is like a specific little neighborhood, and we've got a water tower with all kinds of cellular communications connected to it. Standby power systems to power that up. Right here in the middle of the view, we're going to see a channel that will be a perfect mirror right there. And I'm going to turn right on this street here to show you the Prince Resort from a different perspective. Right now we've got the car collectors in town. It's going to be awesome. A lot of vintage vehicles and vintage people. In between the buildings from this vantage point, I can see the stop sign, and on the other side of that is the flag on the end of the Cherry Grove Pier. Okay. I saw some reflections earlier, and it was the broken glass from a windstorm that shattered the door. I called the real estate company to let them know. Did my part. It's still there. This particular area, I have placed some photos from here on my photo album that shows these buildings as a perfect mirror. Okay, and what I want to show you is that although we can see the building, there's ripples on the water. We get to this area right here with the sunlight hitting it, it makes it really pop. The pictures that I took, for those were in the, well, like 1:30 in the morning or so. Okay, look at the house. Move this over a little bit. It's a geometric equation. It's what I mean is there's symmetry. The way that the water bounces off of there, bounces off of there. Later on, it'll hit me right in the face. That was one of the things. I was feeling sunshine hit me from my back. It was, and it's all repeatable. I move the lens of the camera a little bit. I don't see it as much. Then I see it on a different window. And it gets still pretty quick. Just because there's ripples, we can still see the reflection. The water is flat, and that's that. Water seeks its level. It's just what it does. So this is a pretty view here. The wind is coming from the southwest right now. This is a south-facing beach that is directly south. I live directly north, about 7 miles away. See, and if I move the lens of the camera, of course, the reflection will continue to follow the eyes of the observers, which is all of you that are watching now and later. See, there's not just the me right now that's live. This will get shared. People are I'm gonna take some more heat. Good, bring it on, baby. I'm good with that. Yeah, and what I do, I tape a card to my window so that people can actually call me. Can take a snapshot of a card with a phone and send it anywhere in the world. Yeah, the machine learning that's online right now, the BEAST system, artificial intelligence, in case you're not familiar with what machine learning or AI is, you can watch The Terminator. You can learn about it a little bit. There's the symmetry of the building and on the hood, or the roof of the car, but you see there's a shape on the roof of the car that distorts the view. Any accident that I'm parked right here to do this? No, I'm a producer of content. Yeah, real content. I've got a reality show. I'm showing you and everybody else the reality of the world that we live in. You're looking at a new man. I'm not a guy that got fixed up. I was a spiritually dead guy that was born of God's Spirit. He lives in and through me, and I really like it a lot. That's why I do this. Bird behind me up there, huh? Yeah, there he goes. Oh, there's the reflection there. It means the sun is right over there. It's all repeatable. And those real science is actually looking at information and evaluating it and seeing how it compares. Does it validate or contradict what we believe to be real? How does that work? Well, I prefer reality. One of the big things here is that there's a reality that a lot of people are completely unaware of. It's the spiritual realm that's all around us, and it's really important to get this right. We've got low humidity right now. A few days ago we had a lot of rain, puddles all over the place. I did a live broadcast, showed the puddles right here, and the beautiful symmetry of the reflections and all of that. Well, the low humidity, the water evaporated, it's in the atmosphere, turned into clouds, condensed, and precipitation, depending on elevation, would be rain, snow, hail, sleet, whatever, because of temperature differentials. I hope I'm not speaking above a lot of people that are looking into the truth about the world that we live in. See, here's one of the things. A lot of humanity is not used to hearing the truth about this stuff. We're force-fed when we're young children. We're force-fed through a public indoctrination system to basically give us a false reality. Beautiful reflections can be seen through there, and there's going to be less. I'm not going to take the time to show you. Oh, there's a pelican coming in hot. We'll see him right over the view here, maybe. Right in the middle of the view. They're an awesome bird. They're a tough bird, too. He's going to go for a dive. He's getting ready to go in right now. Sorry about all the extra noise. Yeah, he's down there on the end of the pier, or the end of the walkout. It's pretty calm here. Up there it's a bit windier. It's the way it works. That's why they're elevated. That's how they do that. Water seeks its level all over the face of the earth. High tide this morning, be a little bit. It's coming in. Right here, of course, we've got sun and this building reflection. We can see better right there because of wind direction, and ripples are unaffected. Remember I said the wind is coming from over this way? Okay, because of that, there's what would be called a slipstream right here, caused by this greenery and the marsh grass and the elevation. Do you think a little aerodynamics went into play to create a car like this? Oh yeah, of course it did. This is absolutely perfect. He's right on cue. You're going to remember this, I'm sure. I'm not going to creep him out right now by running over there with the camera, but it's the liquid money guys. They're going to be taking care of the Porta unit. Apparently over 1.25 million gallons of water per day are saved because of using portable units like that. I've talked to these guys before. They're pretty cool. He's got his deodorant there in hand. They flush them, wash them. It's all good. In the middle of the view, there's a water tower there. Some of that water maybe found its way into that receptacle there. I'm going to need to find my way into that receptacle in a little bit too. Yeah, it's convenient to have facilities around, even if they're a little bit, you know, there's going to be running water in there in a little bit. Okay, so one of the things that I can do too, I'm gonna rig this. I don't know how long I'm gonna go. Not sure. Maybe the men in black will show up and say, hey, that's enough. You don't get to do this anymore. Oh, wow. I worked on the motorcycle a lot yesterday. I didn't follow up on the heat that I'm taking on the posts. I just kind of let that all kind of settle out there a little bit. Let's flip this up. It's kind of funny. The other day there was a gentleman in a car right over there, and he was eating, and then he got out and was putting his trash in the receptacle there, and a whole swarm of seagulls came on over to pay him a visit. Yeah, he was looking like, what the heck's going on here? Well, he didn't feed them, but they're used to being fed here. That's part of the deal. Alrighty then. That'll make electricity. The water rising and falling makes hydroelectric power at different places in the world. All repeatable, real world stuff. Let me go ahead and put the, okay, the water tower is in the middle of the shot right there. It'll seek its level. Trying to go pretty easy on the moving the car. Let's shake it a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it's just what it does. So what I want to help people to do is to see through the global lie. It's a lie. It's not happening. People don't stick. Water doesn't stick to a spinning ball. Neither does dog spit or sand when people are throwing a tennis ball on the beach. It's ridiculous. Remember, when we were children being brainwashed about the global lie, we didn't know any better. Hey, what's for recess? Are we going to get chocolate milk or vanilla today? Oh, I can't wait to have my graham crackers. I'm a 1960s kind of guy. Yeah, my first, that's when I was born, 61. So my first acid trip, taking acid, psychedelics, was when I was 5 years old on the way to school. Yeah, one of my classmates said, hey, would you like to have some cotton candy? I said, sure. And I put it in my mouth and I spit it out and I said, that's not cotton candy, that's cotton. I had a trip. I remember seeing a car levitate and spin around. I don't remember any more of that day. I'm not all whacked out in life because that happened to me or the multiple near-death experiences. By God's grace, He has sufficiently restored all that needed to be and gave me what I never had until I was actually born again. That's the big deal with that. Let's flip this around. The gentlemen are getting ready to roll on out of here. And then I'm going to walk on over there and use the sanitized facility. It's all pretty cool. Whoops. The backup beepers help me to figure out to go ahead and use a direct link between my devices. Worked out pretty good. Because I used to broadcast with a speaker and use a microphone, and it was too much noise. I would be over here and they were working on the buildings over there, and that's what ended up happening. I could hear the beeping sound. All right, so Liquid Money is the name of the company there that does this, and I'll be out in a moment. Good morning.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Excellent, thanks. What a great day, huh?
Yeah, any day's a great day.
Yes, sir. You know what? This thing could go viral, huh? What do you think? Well, let's go ahead and it's going to be a G-rated version, of course. Why would I have it any other way? However, the sound will allow you to hear something that you've maybe heard before. It's not make-believe, that's real. It was really important, and I thought, you know what? Toilet water, it's all about the toilet water and more. It's the whole water cycle of the world. Remember Leslie Nielsen? What movie was he on that the microphone was on him when he went to the bathroom? Wasn't that funny? All right, now I'm just about ready. Now I can flip it around. And look at the water settled right out. Let's give the little selfie wave. Have you ever seen a selfie like this on a live broadcast? And why does it matter? Well, because the real world, this is the real world. This isn't the make-believe world. And I'm trying to clear my screen of something, and I don't know why I've got stuff on it. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. It says beam. I don't want a beam. I want normal. Okay, I think I want normal. Well, anyway, I'm going to take us for a walk out here and show you. Hopefully the broadcast is still coming through. I can't see what you're. I hope you're seeing what I'm seeing on the monitor. And what I'll do is drop this down a little bit so I can walk with it better. And I'm going to show you a little bit more water seeking its level. Let's adjust this a little bit. This is not a joke. Just so you know, the peeing in the restroom behind me, that's not a joke. That's not a move to try and get attention. Well, in one sense, it is, in that I want people to realize the world that we live in is not moving, it's not spinning. There isn't a porta unit anywhere in the world upside down in relationship to that one, with the contents not falling out because of an imaginary force called gravity. It's a lie. Gravity is a lie, just so you know. Okay? It says that we're not supposed to shellfish harvest here right now. And that's okay. When the tide is low, it's a little bit stinky. I can smell the bacteria. Here we've got a couple of mallard ducks, a male and a female. There's probably going to be some little ducklings in a little bit. Right in the middle of the view, I've got a picture of seagulls standing actually, in the middle of the area there. And the water looks just about like this. It's really high, but they can stand on it because of the irregular surface came up to the top or just underneath the water line. And they're standing on it. You can see that. I'm compiling evidence to prove that water seeks its level. If you're looking for curved water, where the water is curved is basically all the irregularities that it fills in on top. She's a flat. That's how that works. She's a flat on the top there. So I'm going to take us on out to show you a few other things out this way. This is spring break in this area right now. People vacationing from all over, a lot of college students. And I end up meeting them and talking with them. It's all pretty cool. The ripples here, a little bit different than, let's see, there I finally cleared the thing off my screen. Cool. Okay, so there's ripples out there. Not as many in here, different shapes of them because of the aerodynamics of this right here. Remember, the wind is coming from over there. That's why the windmill is up higher. It stopped moving now. Good. We don't need to rely on just wind generation. Water seeking its level powers, like I mentioned, hydroelectric power plants, the whole hydrologic cycle. This water right here is evaporating. It's what it's doing all over the face of the world. The other thing is, I'm respirating. Can't see my breath. If the temperature differential was just right, then you would. And that's how that works. You can test all this yourself. It's all actual repeatable observations. Here we can see, because of the wind blowing that way, it's reflecting different right there. Okay, that's just what it'll do. I've got a special treat for you today. I can't do this all the time of the year simply because of the temperature will be too cool. They shut the water off. Over here I've got beautiful reflections of the houses there in the water. And we can see that the tide is coming in. And if you want to look at where is the low spot right here? Where do you think that would be? Well, I'm about to show you the path that it's going to run. This is a freeze faucet. They create them this way. It's activated below the ground. They use these in cold weather settings. The lighting should be really good to show this. Yeah, there we go. There it is. Looks like it's happened before. Huh, somebody else must have been here washing their feet off. See, it created a path there already. Now, do you think that would work upside down anywhere in the world? What would be causing that to stick upside down? Well, it wouldn't. It's not happening. Remember, I'm off the script. Now, the script that most people are given is when the currently held popular perspective is challenged. The people that challenge that are crazy, right? They're dressing funny and using words I don't know. Get the dictionary. Research the flat earth. Research the truth, baby. You can't handle the truth, or can you? Yeah, I think, here's how I handle the truth. I share it. I've had people say, don't reproduce. Oh yeah, guess what? I'm reproducing right now. I'm reproducing observations and occurrences, and people that love the truth are becoming aware. Bam, it just connected. It took that amount of time for that water to seek its level and go here. There you go. It happens all over the face of the earth. Look at the symmetry. Yeah. It's just what it does. The wind, she's a-coming from over there. See the glass reflection, the glassy looking reflection right on this side of the brush? Yeah, and I like having the wind hit the microphone. It'll let you see what I'm talking about. Over here, we can see the glassy water here, and the ripples start about there because of the slipstream of the aerodynamics. All of the shadows and reflections that we can see because of the changes of elevation. This is all repeatable observations. This is not, I'm not on a Hollywood set with a green screen. The little droplets of water have splashed out here, all the way out here. Yeah. Seeking its level, baby. All over the face of the earth. The face of the earth. The water, she's a flat. As water reflects a man's face, God's word reflects the man. Here, let me put a little more light on my Bible.com reflection. See my reflection there? Yeah. It's just what it does. I use aerodynamics to cut my hair. There's a little coconut oil on it. Yeah, when it's cooler, it's probably 45 degrees. And nice. The sun's hitting me. The Flowbee is an attachment I hook up to a vacuum cleaner, pulls the hair out in a precision cut. Every time. It's great. Just got it. Love it. Okay, if I move the view of the camera, we'll see all the different, the sun showing through, the reflections, all of that. The bird checking out if the guy left a French fry or something. Ooh, that seagull just grabbed grabbed something. So out here, I've got a lot of video that I've shot without any commentary. Yeah, you can do that. I can do that. I can just shut my donut hole and show you this world from a different perspective. So when I zoom in on a clam bed that was previously underwater right over here, you can see it. I can prove it to you. It's on my compilation of proof. I've compiled sufficient evidence to prove that we're not on a globe. I've exposed the global lie, not just with the content that I've created. Shock transfer causes the sand to come out of my cleats of my shoes. All repeatable observations, all of it. The reflection we can see there, I've got shots of it where it looks like a perfect mirror, and of course the selfie over there means that the sun's right there, of course. A lot of diffused lighting on a gray, dreary day, you don't get that. Just pay attention, notice it. Get on out, enjoy the great outdoors, the real world, for now. What is the new heaven and the new earth going to look like? I don't know. I'll get to see it. Right there, the symmetry of that building, perfectly flat. Well, not perfectly flat. There's little ripples in it. We can still see the building. The higher the sun gets in the sky, the wider the reflection is. How does the sun work? The moon? Where's the edge? I don't know. There's a lot of questions that are mysterious. What I would say is they work great. They move in different patterns where they show up and vanish based on the perspective of the observer. It changes every day and season incrementally, exactly how it's supposed to. This big shiny spot is coming off of that window up there. See it? If I move a little bit, it all changes how it looks. Wow, I'm getting the low power. I'm gonna have to reconnect. All right. Sufficient to say this is the world that we live in. I'm wanting to show it to you so you can know that what I'm talking about is real. I thought I was born again until I actually was. So I was a religious hypocrite, a bit of a phony. I didn't realize that I wasn't born again at the time. I wasn't trying to be a hypocrite. I was just wondering, why in the world am I addicted to drugs and alcohol and more when I'm supposed to be free in Jesus? What's that all about? Well, what it's about is I needed to get to a point where I realized that I wasn't born again yet, and God gave me that realization. I continually say, I believe it's true, God's grace is required to love and believe the truth, let alone find it. There's a sea of information out there. How are you going to sort through it and know what's true? What's the proof that the Bible's real? Listen up. Prophecy, fulfillment, and changed lives. God's word says what has happened, what will happen, and what it looks like if it has or hasn't happened in the life of an individual. It's what happened to me. You're looking at a new guy, not a guy that got fixed up. I've had sufficient near-death experiences, including pharmaceutical modification of my perspective that led to suicide, near-fatal suicide attempt in 2005. Okay, I've been off of drugs, all of them, for over 3 years now. Okay, let's put me in the jug in there. The horizon will rise to eye level. Oh, what's all that condensation there? Yeah, that's the hydrologic cycle. The liquid, the evaporation, the warmer inside is condensing on the cooler outside. And I'm going to put the power cord on right now. Hopefully it'll charge. And I'll be right back. Give you something to look at. Yep, I had to check. The water is still seeking its level. That's what it does. Why does it do that? I don't need to know. The answer that I give to why does water seek its level, it's the way God made it to work. Yeah, I like to lock my doors. I don't want any surprises, like somebody pulling the door open. There's a lot of whack jobs in this world. Yeah. Some would say I'm one of them. Good. I don't mind. If it allows the haters that jump in and are calling me stupid, or not just me. It's not just me, obviously. It's all the individuals that are questioning the reality that we live in and realizing that we've been lied to on epic proportions. The water seeks its level. Let's give you the, okay, there, how about that? What's going on there with that? On my face, the reflection, the rainbow, the color spectrum. Here, let's put it in my eye. This is all repeatable observations. The water will seek its level. If I, this little, let's see, little specular highlight. Do you know what that is? Yeah, that's what Rob Simmons says. He has there's artistry in creating the earth. The blue marble that we were brainwashed into believing was an actual picture from space is a lie. It's not real. It's fakery. They're lying. They're lying. I ain't buying. I've said it a few times before. I've got a few more ready to go. Now let's go to the ocean. We're a couple minutes from there. It's going to be awesome. And we're going to go by a public works project. Toilet water. The whole thing is about the toilet water. Well, I'll tell you what. If the sewer gets plugged up, people are going to know. They're going to have turds in their living room, and they're not going to be happy about it. When we get a hurricane, whether it's here or anywhere else, the municipal water handling systems get overwhelmed, and there can be trouble. Okay, just so you know, like the development that's across the road from where we live had to dig up a whole bunch of new plumbing, new sewer pipes, because somebody didn't get something right. Now, it's better to find that out before people are reading the newspaper, looking over the top of their glasses at why sewer water is coming out of the bathroom. Yeah, that's what'll end up happening if the grade isn't right. if it's not draining appropriately. Okay, I'm going to flip this around, give us a little bit of a view to see what this looks like here without anybody following me very close. That's what's kind of nice about this. A little bit later on today, there will be a lot of birds on the bottom of the of this area. I've got a lot of photos that show the various tidal activity, the reflections, the shadows, all of that. There's the Prince Resort. Wow. Okay. See it? See the light above hitting the water? Yeah. It'll do that again and again. Huh, now it's not. Well, it still is. I'm just not able to see it from this perspective. That's what I'm wanting to show people, is a different perspective. All right. I was talking about sewer pipe and public works, and there's the evidence of it. I've got pictures of it earlier with on a video earlier this week, a Facebook broadcast I put up to YouTube, and those sewer pipes and wastewater pipes, they're going to be operating systems. That's how they work. Special equipment for that? Oh yeah. There's water handling pumps right there. 1,000 horsepower pumps that move the water in that. Oh yeah. On the beach renourishment that I showed, there would be like 9,000 horsepower diesel pumps combining sand from the bottom of the ocean with a mixture of water, 40% sand, 60% water, and they moved the equivalent of 1,500 dump trucks full in about 45 minutes. 2 ships, vacuuming and washing and combining with sand to pump up on the beach to protect the structures and provide a place for people to go sit on. Yeah, people aren't going to want to come here if there's no beach. Yeah. And also, enough wind, water, waves, storm surge can knock over a concrete structure like this. This is the time of the year when I get to park here for free. See, I wasn't kidding when I said it's kind of chilly. He's got his winter gear on. You know, there's other ways of staying warm. One of them is dark colored clothes and dark colored skin. Yeah, I like to tan. I like to tan. I'm working on my crow's feet. I'm shaving up here a little bit more with my Gillette Pro Glide. I figured it needed a little bit more attention. The exfoliating, coconut oil, all that makes me look younger. Takes a few minutes, it's worth the time. It's a conversation piece. People want to know what I'm about and why I can do this. And why do I look so good when I'm this old, 50, 56? I'm healthy because I'm making healthy choices. Okay, we're looking at a perfect flat level horizon. The x-axis is the horizon. No visible curvature. Let's pan on down and prove it. There we go. No curve. The horizon rises to eye level no matter how high you go. If you've seen if you've seen the curve when you're up in a plane, go seek help. Yeah. If you see the curvature of the Earth anywhere other than science fiction, it means you need attention. I'm looking for some attention here. I want to get your attention. I want to open people's eyes up. Okay, so we've got people running, walking, enjoying this place. It's a great place to come and enjoy. The pier is about 1,000 feet long, 987. I'm real good with the numbers. I remember lots of stuff. The big deal of that isn't, wow, look at me. It's like, wow, I remember what it was like being a drug addict. I'm glad that part of my life is over with. How about that? You know many people that are addicted to doing stuff they know they shouldn't be doing? Well, that used to be me. That's what I did. Now I'm free. And I'm wanting to share a message to set other people free. I'm not trying to raise money to buy more stuff. I got enough stuff. I got all the stuff that I need to do what I need to do. And when God wants me to have different stuff to do different things, that'll happen too. Okay, here's part of it was excavated in there. A lot of sand was brought in by dump trucks. And then they move it around. That's this part of the process. What happened earlier was massive amounts of sand and water pumped up onto the beach, and the water runs away, and then the sand, a lot of it stays. Underneath the pier over there, I've got a picture in a thumbnail of a bulldozer that was driving underneath there, pushed the water and sand, and then by golly, the water rushed right back in, water seeking its level all over the face of the earth. It's just what it does. This is the season that we're getting more and more people here. Very, very nice. Wonderful place to visit. We're expecting roughly 20 million people here this year. I'm going to give us a better view and park appropriately. Sometimes people get upset if you park not the normal way. You're not supposed to park there. Well, I'll tell you what. A lot of seniors park here, and I'm just gonna give you a shot like that for a little bit. And I've got a portable power pack, and I'm going to take us out there. This matters because this is for eternity. What we do in this life matters for eternity. 3 people per second. 3 people per second no longer have the human experience. They transition. We're all eternal beings having a temporary human experience. How about that? Here's my power pack. Hopefully the connectivity of it works. If something fails and all of a sudden I lose the broadcast, I got a lot of content you can check out if you like, or you can just scroll on by. Not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not getting a commission on what people do or don't do. I just have great satisfaction in doing what God, the creator of this world, the God of the Bible, caused me to do. What did he create me to do? What you're looking at. Uh-oh. I saw my color of my there. So sorry for the extreme close-up. It says I'm live. Oh yeah. I'm live now, and then I'm in syndication too. Okay, so we can see, just look at the clues all around. Kind of interesting. Let's do this. I'm gonna take my water jug from here, and look at how cool that is. I've got to take my headphone off, and I'm going to move this. I'm going to explain in a little bit. Okay, so what we're looking at is the water jug containing the water and the reflection. See it moving there? Here, let's move it a little bit more. Some of the, like the guy that was saying, wow, he was kind of like freaking him out what the gentleman was talking about by the van. Cymatic transcendental light. Well, I'll tell you what, look at the stars. with some of the cinematography that people have been taking, like myself. I've got the P900 zoomed in on stars. It looks like there's liquid there. How does that work? I don't know. I've got a lot of content which shows the sun and the moon and stars from a very interesting perspective. You might like it or not. I don't know. I'm not in charge of the results or the response. Okay, so the wind direction is, well, sorry for the extreme close-up. It's coming from right over there. It means my nicely detailed car isn't going to look like this. So the water is going to need to seek its level on my car again. If I let my globe out, it's going to blow really fast and really far. It's just what it does. So my data trail happens around the 24-hour cycle. It's just what I do. There's not just this me, there's the digital me, and I'm active around the clock as well. It's pretty freaking amazing. Isn't it beautiful? It's the real world. It's a reality show. It really matters. So this will be a shout out for the people that say, it doesn't matter, doesn't affect my salvation. Have you ever heard that? Well, it doesn't affect my salvation. Well, there's a whole lot of people saying we came from monkeys and we live on a globe, and they're unaware that they're being lied to. Yeah, it's a big deal. Matters. I stepped out of the wind a little bit. It's blowing all around. So let's do this. In the summer months, you can still, according to the current policy, park up in the ramp there. Floors 7 and 8 you can park. They've got elevators, it's all cool. Parking here is recently like $8 a day, and it's nice that they give it away. The Prince Resort in Cherry Grove, South Carolina, also known as North Myrtle Beach. Beautiful place. They've got a fishing pier here that a lot of people catch a lot of fish. The largest tiger shark in the world caught off that pier in the 60s. Here we go. Out of the wind. Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? So when I'm out of the wind and I'm in the sun, even though I'm wearing shorts, I can flip it around. Sun is hitting me, it's beautiful, comfortable. When we lived in Wisconsin and I worked at Rawhide Boys Ranch, I would work outside quite a bit. Shovel snow, teach young men how to shovel snow. Young men that were in trouble with gang, and some of them had committed some really serious crimes. And I worked with guys that were in gangs that actually killed people, and I taught them marine and automotive detailing. We would find flare guns and knives and all of that. I wasn't afraid. I was still a child of God, even though I wasn't born again at that time. That's kind of the trip about this. It takes less than a day to hear the entire New Testament. I do it a lot. It's a big deal. One of the other things that I was going to mention is the names of all God's children were put in the Lamb's Book of Life before the foundation of the world. That's the way that works. I'm going to show you something. Okay. This is the, I wasn't wearing a shoe. Okay, now. Look at all the detail of that in a very short amount of time. What happened to me is God imprinted his presence in me, gave me his Holy Spirit, gave me new life, gave me the ability to do what I couldn't previously do. That's part of what I'm wanting to show you. When you see footprints in the sand, they're all over the place. There's people footprints, dog footprints, seagull footprints, you know. There's believing and then there's knowing. They're not the same. They're not the same at all. I know we're not on a globe. That's a big deal. You might think, how in the world could you know that? Have you seen the spinning globe? There will be dogs out here and the people taking them for walks, and they'll be throwing tennis balls, and the water dogs spit and sand go flying. Oh yeah, but obviously I don't understand gravity. Oh, I think I do. It's a lie. Whoever does, oh, now I know who does this. I was wondering what left those tracks there. It's the gentleman that was on the golf cart pulling the dumpster. That's how that happens. Every day I come out here, I see that, and I was thinking, who does that? What's going on with that? Well, the mystery was solved. Now I know. Yeah, that's a good illustration for me to say, you know, I was wondering what caused it. I could have some beliefs of what caused it. Now I know what caused it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you one of the shots that I do quite a bit. I need to disconnect this. That'll make it a bit easier. And it'll move the car, the wind will, and the birds and the sand and all the stuff. I'm going to take us on back home. I'm going to take me on back home and take you with me if you like. Oh, they're picking on me. Good, good. Make it go viral. Share it if you like. That'd be great. That'd be just great. Isn't that special? Yeah, yeah. They're lying. I ain't buying. I'm surprised they let some of this stuff go out there in the video. The water seeking its level and making fun of toilet water. When you're using the restroom, think about it. I've got videos showing, you know, luxury condominiums, oceanfront, flushing a toilet and going right out and showing you the ocean. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I was waving somebody on. I like to be real courteous and friendly. However, I still have testicles and I'm not going to be pushed around. How about that? I've had people be really intimidating to me. They don't like it when I don't cower. Yeah, how about that? How about that? I like that about me. I like that about what God is doing in and through me. I'm not going to be a slave to the system. You know, when you look at predictive programming in television, and if you don't know what that means, you might want to do a little research. If you don't know what the World Central Bank and the Federal Reserve and the biggest Ponzi scheme ever perpetrated on humanity is, you might want to do a little research. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, the guy that did the video, I hope you're watching, said about research. He was making fun of us for researching. Yeah, that's intentional. The system that God, okay, Satan uses who and what he can. God uses it all, including Satan. That's what you need to know about this. That's how that works. Is that so? God will allow Satan to be the deceiver, and he'll use that to prove the point. What is the point? Well, Satan is deceptive, and he's a liar, and he's a murderer. He's all of that. Yeah. And that can be seen through his activity. Oh, yeah. So I told you I wanted to show you the shower and the porta units, and here they are. Okay, we've got the ocean right there. I have my motorcycle running in a puddle right there on the center stand, with it just idling and the water flying off of the tire. And right next to the ocean. So yeah, I think I'll just leave you right here, and I'm gonna use the facilities again. How about that? Let me see. Yeah, I drink a lot of water and some coffee. So, we can't see the wind, but we can see the effects of the wind. I've got a little demonstration for you. Looks like somehow that that garbage can got moved. I'm going to put that back before it falls over and kills a small dog or a child. So is that the first time that's been done? I don't know. I didn't even plan on it. It just happened. That's kind of how I do things, is that I desire to do what God created me to do, and then I get to enjoy the ride. It's pretty awesome. So, yeah, that garbage can right there, it's not a garbage can, it's a cement receptacle. It weighs probably 200 pounds easy. When the sand is wet, the car can drive on it. I don't mind putting my front tires on it. I would get stuck if I went any further. Now, the vehicle right here, this Ram 1500, that looks like it may be a four-wheel drive. I believe it is. Not sure. It's a different tool for the job. There's a lighthouse, the Bolanos IGA store. They've got some great prices there and some excellent food and all of that. I shopped there. Bolanos, Frank and Elizabeth, they're putting in the new IGA, well, not the IGA, that Super Travel Mart down the way there. There was a lady all bundled up with her little seashell shark tooth picker that they make out of golf clubs and a little attachment. This is the other Bolanos. The sign right there on the right, the digital sign, the Circle K, $233. The price dropped a little bit. I've got the reflection of that on my photo album from across the street. It's a perfect plain sea level liquid mirror. Yeah, I've been talking about this for a long time. See the low spot? It's shiny and it's wet. So, I'm the stupid one for telling you? No, I'm not stupid at all. Why would I do that? Why would I not care that people are going to make fun of me and call me stupid? Because I care. Yeah, I care about y'all. And more than caring about you, I care about doing what God created me to do. That's the big deal with that. So I haven't been here before. It's a new facility that got put up, and it's not busy right now. I wanted to just see what I could see here. Compact car only. I only see it on the one sign, so I think I'm good here. So this is the first time I've been out here to see this. I'm gonna take us out and look at it a little bit and comment on some of it. Okay, here's another one of the heat pumps, like I showed you in the earlier part of the broadcast. Ah, how convenient that it just cut off. I like that. When the sun is low on the horizon, it skips across the water like a laser beam. Now, because it's slightly higher where the ripples are, bam, there it is. And the ball is right there. There's a tree right there. It goes under the water. There's curved water all around the radius of that tree that's submerged. If you're looking for the curve on the water, it's the shape, it's everywhere but the top when it's undisturbed. Undisturbed water is flat and level. It's what it does. When I take a lot of the photographs down at the point where this gets filled up, it's way over there, about 5 miles away. The Prince Resort is right there, and that's where the pier shoots off of. The jet trail in the sky there, well, it's flat and level. Yeah. It's what it does. I'll show you that. Yeah, and I'll show you that again too. Give me a call anytime. If you have any problems with my theology, sociology, cosmology, or anything else. If you don't like the way I cut my hair or go live so much, well, it's because I care. Oh, here's this is my prop rod. It's a carbon fiber pole. It holds the hood up. It's actually genuinely helpful. But if you ever had a knife attacker, you need to put yourself between the edge and your body. Golf club, carbon fiber, works great. Tripod, sand in the face on the beach. Man, that stuff is sharp. See, I watched some video of Bruce Lee, and guy was obviously not afraid. If you were Bruce Lee, would you be afraid? Well, yeah, he's not as fast as a bullet. I get that. However, keep in mind that nothing is going to happen to me that God doesn't cause or allow. As I am going through life and doing things, quite often I don't even plan ahead on, like this broadcast today. I didn't spend much time thinking about it except to say I'm going to make a response video. That's what I'm going to do. But it's not just to that video. It's a response to humanity. Hey, so there, if you come out and share the truth, you might be really, I was really excited about it. Oh my gosh, I found something out, I want to share it with the world. Well, what ended up happening with that is I didn't get treated with open arms in almost anywhere. The segment of the population that is aware of this deception is very, very small, as best I can tell. So let's see what we can see here. What's going on? This is Eugene Platt Seafood. Great stuff. Fishing gear and bait and all of that. And then you can just buy fish if you want to. The tracked cat right there. What's so nice about the tracks, even though it's a small piece of equipment, it can cut a very level path, where a lot of the skid steer loaders that have the tires, I don't know if you've seen them, they kind of bounce around and all that. And like when I worked on the farm, I used to carry buckets of milk when I was 10 years old. That's before they had pipelines, at least in my neighborhood. And then I would shovel manure. Some might say I'm still shoveling it. Well, I would simply say deal with it. I'm not going to respond to a lot of the negative comments anymore. What I'll do when people are hating on me, I'll just go ahead and make my own fresh comment that addresses a whole group of haters. Why? Well, I've got my phone number out there. People can call me if they want. I will talk. Got no problem with the talking. But I'm gonna show us some stuff here. Anyway, I wanna help them. Okay, so the fact that this is going to have fuel distribution even when the power is down, that's a big deal. Okay, here we're looking at a whole bunch of clamshells and a friendly service guy waving. Very nice. And over here we've got air compressors and a sign that's going to get put up, and steel mesh to reinforce concrete. Steel reinforced concrete, and yeah, they're looking at the Bible.com guy. Why? Well, people want to know what the heck's going on. I create my own content and I share other people's content as well. And like I said, this is a reality show, baby, and I'm not like the Truman Show. I'm showing you all the world that we actually live in. Yeah. Shadows and reflections. If there's a just like clockwork. It's a big deal because it does it over and over again. It reflects the lighting from all around. It illustrates wind direction, wind speed, the hydrologic cycle, the evaporation, respiration from us, perspiration, transpiration from all the trees. Wow, I got to merge. I think I can do it. Yeah, if everybody were going the speed limit, that would be just great. Oh. Yeah. I think I'll stay in this lane for just a little bit. So I can show you the waterway in just a little bit. It'll show up. It'll be the shiny spot down there. Oh yeah, how about that? I never did that before. I didn't have my, that's the Intracoastal Waterway once again. I didn't have my my tripod holder or anything. I was just holding on real good to the iPhone 6, and I had it pointed directly the direction I was driving, because if I would have turned it even a little bit, it would have flown right out of my hand. Can you imagine that? Yeah, David and I, our oldest son, were on our way to help some friends move. And this was back when I was still struggling with alcohol. I had been drinking that morning. It was vodka for breakfast. Don't do it anymore, I'm so glad. But anyway, we had a little beautiful curry or an Ives bowl that I was eating some food out of. And I said, yeah, watch me blow the crumbs out of this. And I put it up in the sunroof and it just blew away. It's the aerodynamics. That'll happen. That kind of thing will happen. So I'm going to show you once again. They're putting in the plumbing. Yeah, it's here. I'm gonna just pull over here for a little bit. So this is the senior development. It's going to be a Brightwater development. The big sign that they had has been taken down temporarily because they did a lot of grading right here. And what happens is the excavation process, you're looking at ground that wasn't there. They filled in retention ponds, put them in other locations. We've got the Cat bulldozers with the track, or these are Case. Different organizations, different companies favor different equipment. And these pieces of equipment have technology on them that makes a very level piece of ground. That's just what they do. The blue in the middle of the view, that's plumbing. That's sewer pipe. And now it's showtime, baby. I'm on my way. And you know what? It's a nice day. It'll be time to get the motorcycle out. Notice how the horizon rises to eye level right in the middle of the view. Yeah, this is a V8. It works really good for get up and go. Not the best fuel economy. I had a concept. I found out that gasoline vapor is very explosive compared to the liquid. I found this out when I was much younger. My dad taught me a lot of stuff. Well, in my timeline, you can see where there was an inventor that had an evaporative system that would vaporize the gas liquid into a gas vapor that allowed his old car to get 100 miles to the gallon. They killed him. Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm having trouble, I think, with my power supply. Hey, if this goes off, I'm sure I'm okay. I would think I'm okay. I'm gonna, oh, somebody's getting pulled over right now. Yeah, let's flip it around and show you how this works. Blue light special right in the middle of the view. Huh. Yep. Yeah, she wasn't smiling. He had his glasses on, the classic state trooper mirror glasses. She's getting a ticket. Yeah. Do they give warnings? Not so much. Notice the light beam? All repeatable. It's that time of day. Yeah. Here's the liquid mirror right there. All the ripples, but we can still see the different coloring and the reflections based on wind direction, photographic forensics. I had a friend tell me, Robert, you're like a Renaissance man. Well, I've been reading dictionaries, encyclopedias since I was a young child. Now here's the cool thing. When I was actually born again, I got a more serious download than any of that other info. And that is, I got the Holy Spirit of the Creator of the world that we live in, and He causes me to do what He created me to do. I had a Papa John's pizza delivery person say, hey, I've seen the Bible.com flag. That's right in the middle of the view there. What's this all about? Is that a church or something? Well, I gave her my card. We talked for a while, and it went really well. People quite often will come up and talk to me. That's one of the points that I want to make to you. Wearing the Bible.com shirt, having the car labeled up, people want to know what the heck it is. So when things aren't happy on the home front, like not quite the attention I would like from my wife, Joni, I love that woman. We're celebrating on March 20th, 30 years of marriage. It's been a tumultuous ride. I'm not shopping around for another wife. I want for her to have as much fun as I'm having. That's part of and it's not just fun. What it is the deep satisfaction of doing what God created me to do. Now, I'm gonna take us on by the construction site that has the concrete pour. I have a YouTube video I put out called Concrete Seeks Its Level. Let's take a look at that. The owner of the property was going to call the police on me when I was taking pictures of his concrete slab. He said, have you heard of copyright infringement? I'm like, yeah, I'm on my way. I didn't even argue with him. I just went on. What I want to show you is how flat the concrete is. And I'm on a public roadway, so it's no big deal. It's flat. It's in the middle of the view. Oh, Little River Water and Sewerage. Wow, interesting. That's who he works for. So they'll set the sewer pipe up and make sure that those little plumbing stubs that are over there coming up out of the concrete, it's good to put those in before the concrete sets up. Oh yeah, a little humor there. Professional Concrete did the job. They did a fabulous job here. They had a laser troweling screed machine, and those little plumbing stubs indicate to me that we're probably looking at an office that'll be going there. Yeah, I would think so. And then what we've got here are things that people stow and go. I believe that's the name of the lot here. And there's a collection of you know, boats and RVs and trailers and different things that people can't really have in the development that we have or wherever they live. Not everybody just parks here, but you know, if somebody's coming to RV here at one of the RV parks, no sense in bringing it all the way from Pennsylvania when you can store it here. And that's part of how this works. I'm not saying it's wrong to have extra stuff that you have to pay storage for. I just have we have all the stuff we need right now, and if God sees fit to have more stuff for me, I'll do that. Yeah. Yep. He'll provide what I need to do what he created me to do. Yeah, now the boat has a tarp on it. That's all trashed out. It's probably filled with stuff. Looks like goo is dripping out of the back of the boat. Why does that matter? Water's seeking its level. It's what it does. Part of my career was putting shrink wrap on boats. Like you see a brand new boat and it's got a protective plastic over it. I've shrink wrapped about, probably 3,000 boats or so. There's the air conditioning units in behind me. Oh, I gotta flip it around and show you. See, climate control is a big deal. Before we had air conditioning, we didn't have nearly the population that we have here now. If you look at places like Arizona or California, the deserts, wherever it's super hot, here it's not only hot, but it's humid. Where's all that humidity coming from? Well, the water's seeking its level. You add temperature to water, what happens? It evaporates. You cool the temperature, you get condensation. And then you get precipitation. You get snow, rain, hail, fog, mist, everything in between. We get respiration from our bodies. We're respiring. The moisture comes out of our lungs. You can see your breath on a cold day. Yeah, all that is repeatable. Bill Nye the science guy. Bill. I remember showing our sons Bill Nye the science guy, saying, you know, when we homeschooled, you can learn a lot of science from him, but we didn't come from monkeys. And then recently I've added, we still got the monkeys. Yeah, we do. We do have the monkeys still. That's how that works. We didn't come from monkeys. We don't live on a globe, and we didn't go to the moon. I'll just do, I'm not going to drive on this man's property. No way. He might even be watching right now. Cool. These are the forms for the concrete. They strip them, scrape them, all of that. They don't need the form anymore because the concrete cured. Yeah. Yep, it's just what they do. Little River Water and Sewerage Company Incorporated. Yep. And this gentleman will probably be working with sewer pipe or water. That's the company that takes care of our development here too. That's just how that works. You want to have good, clean, fresh water, and then have the water that you've used taken away and processed, and that's what they do. I'm not anti-water sanitation, not at all. See, it says here no soliciting. I don't. I'm not asking for money. I'm not fundraising, and so I fall through cracks that people didn't even realize existed. I'm not following the script, the normal thing that people do. Normally when people are intimidated, shunned, or made fun of, they'll shut up. Well, I'm not the normal guy. I'm the new guy. Water seeking its level. We've got beautiful reflections, but not as much. You can't see those houses as much as on the photo album. I've got videos and pictures of this with swans, and here's a sign that says no swimming, private property, no swimming, fishing permitted. Alligators may live here. Yeah, we used to have a 12-footer live here. Oh yeah, I was doing a live broadcast back over next to the woods where the big alligator actually spent a lot of time, and I was showing the water and how beautiful it was, and I believe it was 9 o'clock when the timer turned the water and the lights off, and I just mentioned, yep, time to wrap this up. And you know what I find out in the process of doing what we do, or what I do, See, when I'm detailing the bike, working on a car, detailing the car, mowing the lawn, I'm not just doing that. That's part of what gives me access to be in the public and wearing the Bible.com shirt, waving to the people, being available when somebody says, hey, what's with the water on the car? What's Bible.com about? What's that all about? People come over and talk to me. I believe God draws people, not just to me, to us. When we're showing a radiant glow of a life that's satisfied in Christ, in being born again, what a deal. What a privilege to be able to do this. This is where I was when I did the broadcast and the water and light turned off. That's the fountain right in the middle. It's a pretty big one. I'm going to take us over there. Yeah. Now see, even if the pump turned off, no big deal. I could see if there were an alligator. We used to have beavers over here. The beavers are gone. And we used to have more swans. Some of the swans went away too. I wonder what happened. Maybe it was the alligator. All right, so I wanted to show you a couple of things here. So this is our neighborhood. We live, let's show you over here. We live just on the other side of those trees there. And I haven't seen any alligators there, but that's the fountain. And one of the other things that I wanted to show you is that I found that proper nutrition, putting the good healthy nutrients in, keeping the unhealthy ones, the toxins out, makes a lot of sense. So this is a Ninja bullet, and what I do is I mix high-powered nutrients in here, and then I'll have them through the day. I'll tell you what's in it as soon as I have some. The Canadian geese, they came and stayed. So, here's what's in that. Spinach, kale, chia seed, hemp hearts, apple cider vinegar, prunes, raisins, craisins, honey, mixed berries, strawberries. I stopped drinking coconut oil in my coffee, lost about 12 pounds in a week. Yeah. It's easier to get around. And I lost the weight mostly off of my belly. It was storing up there, I guess. Cool. Yeah. All right, let's flip this around. See, the nutrition is a big deal. The nutrients are a big deal. Putting the good stuff in, keeping the bad stuff out, it matters. So if a person, okay, so what I'll say for me personally, I used to be unaware of the assault that was being waged on humanity with the toxic chemicals in the food and the water. I've been off of the fluoride water for about 40 years. We had well water, but that can still be toxic with groundwater contamination. However, for about 35 years, I've been using mostly purified water that filters out not only chemicals like groundwater, but it would also take out chemicals like other people's prescriptions. That's what I mentioned earlier. They don't really have a way of taking that out. Okay, so I remember coming over here seeing the beavers. They're gone. Here's where the sun is now. Let's flip it around. Wonder how long this will do that. Well, probably until they turn it off, right? Captain Obvious. I wonder where the sun is. Probably right up there. Yeah. I wonder where the alligator is. I don't know. I was told they came and got him. Yeah. So, not too long ago, the sun was setting right over there. Now it's setting over there. It changes quite a bit through the season. So here's kind of the fast version of that, or the short version. Yeah, let's put the right. Let's move this around a bit. Let's see. How about the water and the sun and the alligator sign? The signs are all around us. Okay. So where the sun and the moon appear and vanish on the horizon can't be explained by a spinning globe. Also, people don't stick to something that spins. There aren't people upside down in relationship to us. Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. The lighting's different, shadows, reflections, all of that. So it may seem obvious, some of what I talk about, and that's designed on the that's designed for a reason. I do that for a very important reason. We can see a lot of the drifting of the, or I can, I don't know if you can see it so good, but the drifting of the moisture, the fine droplets of water. What we certainly can't see when it's bright and sunny is humidity leaving the water as it evaporates. The water gets hit by the sun when it's outside. Think about it. When we get water delivered to our house, that's been very likely submerged underground and in a container and all of that. It's one of the reasons why I like to put my water in the sun. It just made sense to me. That was part of this process of learning, hey, something's going on here. Why is the sun, if we're spinning on a globe, I mean, I questioned this like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Why does the sun appear and vanish in different points? How does that happen? Well, we're tilted and wobbling. No, we're not moving. And it's the sun and the moon that move around above the face of the earth. Not only is it when the sun and the moon appear and vanish, it's where they appear and vanish and their duration of visibility in relationship to one another. It varies, can't be explained by a uniform rotation, spin. How much does a gallon of water weigh? Well, it's different depending on temperature. If the ridiculous assertion that gravity were real, it would weigh different depending on your zip code or where you lived in the world because of centrifugal force and how it's offset by gravity depending on where you live. The amount of excrement the amount of BS a person needs to believe the global lie, the evidence is overwhelming that we don't live on a globe. That's part of the deal. To me, that's evidence. If somebody believes we live on a globe, I don't care how many credentials they have. I don't care what their pedigree is, what their career is, and what they drive, and how much money they have, and who likes them or doesn't like them. It doesn't matter. truth is not determined by how many people believe something. If that were the case, we'd be living on a globe. We're not. Most people believe we live on a globe. Many of them believe that because they haven't looked into it. They haven't done the research. If you find the Flat Earth community, the Flat Earth Society, it's intentional disinformation. Okay, I'm going to set this down, and I'm going to wrap this up in just a moment. Okay, so here's kind of how this works. I've been doing research all my life that I can remember. I would ask my dad, why? 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 Because I wanted to know. I wanted to know why. Okay, do you want to know why? Well, you should. I would hope you would want to. Why does life work the way that it works? Why do people say they love Jesus and they're living a life that doesn't look like that? Why are they going to church one day and hanging out with prostitutes another day, having sex with them? Why? Well, they're very likely not born again. I wouldn't be doing that. Doesn't matter if I'm not getting satisfied the way I would like to at home. I'm not going to sacrifice the joy and the peace and that I have in Jesus to try and have a little temporary satisfaction. It wouldn't even be that. See, sin is pleasurable for a very short amount of time, and then it's miserable afterwards. I was right over there in that house almost 4 years ago. It was, well, what I would simply say is I wanted to know, why was I struggling so much with sin? And the reason, all I had was my flesh. That's the original equipment, the flesh. We all are given a body, and some of us are born of God's Spirit. And most people, I believe, are not going to be born of God's Spirit. I'm not in charge of that and how God does what He does. I believe that He knows what He's doing, and I support that. And so I encourage people to hear, share, and of course, obey God's Word, the Bible. And if you have any questions or concerns on that, you can call me. You can try and have your ugly comments posted. Good morning. I have all my comments delayed, basically. I can be selective and decide what I want to go on there. Sometimes it's not even an ugly comment. It's a topic I don't want to really talk about. If you have concerns of a private nature, go ahead and call me. Messenger me if you want to. Or, like I say in the Local Sun video, just scroll on by. People believe a lot of things. God gave me a love for the truth. I believe His Word, the Bible, is true. All others are suspect and should be compared to Scripture. We live in an obvious creation. Yeah. This is, as best I can tell, probably a juvenile eagle checking me out. Not just me, checking out the scene. It's a beautiful place. I used to think they were just buzzards. No. No. Well, my battery is sufficiently charged now. Yeah, how nice. Yeah, I don't see any beavers around. I don't think they survived the alligator moving into town. Now he's gone, but that didn't mean that the beavers came back yet. So beautiful out here. So there you go. Water seeking its level all over the face of the earth. Just what it does. This is Robert Forsch. I have been given a passion, purpose, and an eternal perspective that I want to share with everybody. So that's why I do this. Thank you so much. Bible.com and Bible.is, over 1,000 languages of God's Word for free.